ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Next, third type of the fibrous joint. Third type of the fibrous joint is the gomphoses. Third type of the fibrous joint is said to be as the gomphoses. Third type of the fibrous joint is gomphoses. Just assume this is the teeth of the person. This is the teeth here. Again in the teeth, this is said to be as the root. This is the root. Again this is the jawbone. This is said to be as the jawbone. This is the jawbone. This is nothing but jawbone. In the jawbone, this is said to be as the socket. This is said to be as the socket. This is the socket or alveolus. This is said to be as the alveolus or socket. Definitely root of the teeth is hidden in the socket of the jawbone to form the gomphoses. Definitely root of the teeth is hidden in the socket of the jawbone. Such joint is said to be as the gomphoses. This joint is also called as dento-alveolar joint, because dento means teeth. Dento means teeth. Alveolar means the socket of the jawbone is said to be as the alveolar. In that way, between the root of the teeth and the socket of the jawbone, whatever the joint which is present, that is said to be as the gomphoses or dento-alveolar joint. Definitely in this case, this joint never allows movement of the teeth. Never this joint allows the movement of the teeth. So that only this is said to be as the synarthroses. This is said to be as the synarthroses. Definitely gomphoses is said to be as the synarthroses. This is the immovable joint. This is the immovable joint means never this joint allows the movement of the teeth. So that only this is the immovable joint, this is the synarthroses. In that way, fibrous joints are of three types. Second type of the joints are cartilaginous joints. Second type of the joints are cartilaginous joints. Definitely cartilaginous joints means between the two bones of a joint, either the hyaline cartilage or the fibrous cartilage, if it is present, then we can say that is the cartilaginous joint. Between the two bones of a joint, either the hyaline cartilage or the fibrous cartilage, if it is present, then it is said to be as the cartilaginous joint. Again, cartilaginous joints are of two types. What are they means? One is the synchondroses. Synchondroses. Second one is said to be as the symphysis. Second one is said to be as the symphysis. Again, when we observe the first, that is the synchondroses. It is the synarthrosis. It is a completely immovable joint. Synchondrosis is completely immovable joint. What is the synchondrosis means? Just assume this is the long bone. This is the long bone. Again, in the case of the long bone, this is the expanded portion, this is the expanded portion. Again, this is said to be as the epiphysis. This is the metaphysis. This is the diaphysis. So between the epiphysis and metaphysis, whatever the hyaline cartilage which is present, this hyaline cartilage is said to be as the epiphyseal plate. Between the epiphysis and metaphysis, whatever the hyaline cartilage which is present, that is said to be as the epiphyseal plate. This epiphyseal plate is said to be as the synchondrosis. Means epiphyseal plate tightly connect epiphysis with the metaphysis in an immovable way. Epiphyseal plate tightly connect epiphysis with the metaphysis in an immovable way. This epiphyseal plate is said to be as the synchondrosis. Definitely, epiphyseal plate never allows movement of the epiphysis as well as the metaphysis. It never allows the movement of these two bones. So that only this synchondrosis is said to be as the synarthrosis. It never allows the movement of these two bones also. It never allows the movement of these two bones also. So that only this is said to be as the synarthrosis. Next, symphysis. It is the ampiarthrosis. It is the slightly movable joint. Ampiarthrosis means slightly movable. Definitely, symphysis allows the slight movement of the two bones. It allows the slight movement of the two bones of a joint. So that only that is said to be as the ampiarthrosis. Definitely, ampiarthrosis means slightly movable joint. In this case, just assume this is the one side of the hip bone. This is the another side of the hip bone. This is the another side of the hip bone. Again, in this case, this is the pubic bone, this is the pubic bone. Both sides of the pubic bones are connected with each other ventrally by both sides of the pubic bones are connected with each other ventrally by a cartilage that is said to be as the fibrous cartilage. Definitely, both the sides of the pubic bones are connected with each other ventrally by fibrous cartilage. That joint is said to be as the pubic symphysis. Pubic symphysis. Definitely, ventrally both sides of the pubic bones are connected with each other by the fibrous cartilage. That is said to be as the pubic symphysis. Definitely, pubic symphysis allows slight movement between the two sides of the hip bones. Between the two sides of the hip bones, it allows the slight movement like this. Slight movement is allowed by this kind of the fibrous cartilage. So that only it is said to be as the epiarthrosis. Pubic symphysis is a better example for this symphysis. This is the second type of the joints. Third type of the joints are the synovial joints. Synovial joints are the third type of the joints. Synovial joints are the third type of the joints. Are the synovial joints? Definitely synovial joints are with the synovial cavity and with the synovial fluid. Definitely synovial joints are with the synovial cavity and the synovial fluid. This synovial joints allows the free movement. Definitely they allows the free movement of the two bones of a joint. So that only this synovial joints are said to be as the diarthrosis. Diarthrosis is nothing but freely movable joints. This synovial joints allows the free movement of the two bones of a joint. Synovial joints allows the free movement of the two bones of a joint. So that only they are said to be as the diarthrosis. Then what is the structure of synovial joint? What is the structure of the synovial joint? Very important in the IP examination point of view, 4 marks. Structure of synovial joints. Definitely in the synovial joint structure, just assume this is the one bone, again this is the another bone. These two bones which are involved in the formation of the joint are articular bones. Definitely this is the one bone, this is the another bone. Two bones which may be involved in the formation of the joint are said to be as the articular bones. This is said to be as the articular surface. This is said to be as the articular surfaces. These articular surfaces are with a cartilage that is said to be as the hyaline cartilage. This is said to be as the hyaline cartilage. Definitely two articular surfaces of bones are covered with the hyaline cartilage. This is the hyaline cartilage. This is said to be as the articular cartilage, that is said to be as the hyaline cartilage. These two bones are connected with each other by joint capsule. This is said to be as the joint capsule. Definitely these two membranes together called as the joint capsule. This is said to be as the joint capsule. Two bones which may be involved in the formation of the joint are connected with each other by joint capsule. In the joint capsule, again two membranes are present. Outer membrane is said to be as the fibrous membrane. This is said to be as the fibrous membrane. Inner membrane is said to be as the synovial membrane. Synovial membrane. Definitely in the case of the joint capsule, two membranes are present. One is said to be as the fibrous membrane, second one is said to be as the synovial membrane. Fibrous membrane is made up of densely irregular connective tissue. Definitely this fibrous membrane is made up of densely irregular connective tissue. It definitely useful to prevent stretching and also dislocation of bones of joint. Definitely fibrous connective tissue is very hard tissue. Due to the presence of the fibrous connective tissue in the fibrous membrane, this membrane always never allows stretching of two bones of a joint. They prevent the stretching. Stretching means elongation. They never allows the stretching of the two bones of a joint. Means a fibrous membrane always prevent stretching of a joint, stretching of membrane, stretching of a joint capsule. Definitely fibrous membrane always prevent the stretching of the two bones of a joint. It always prevent dislocation of the bones of a joint. It never allows the separation of the two bones of a joint. Again, this fibrous membrane is continued as the periosteum. Definitely outermost layer which is present in the bone is said to be as the periosteum. Outermost layer which is present in the bone is said to be as the periosteum. This fibrous membrane is continued as the periosteum. This is very stiff membrane. This membrane is made up of densely irregular connective tissue. It prevents the stretching of the two bones of a joint. It always prevents the dislocation of the bones of the joint also. Next, the innermost membrane which is present, that is said to be as the synovial membrane. This is made up of areolar connective tissue. This is made up of areolar connective tissue. It secretes synovial fluid. Definitely, this is said to be as the synovial cavity. Between the two bones, whatever the space which is present, that space is said to be as the synovial cavity. This is said to be as the synovial cavity. Definitely into the synovial cavity, synovial fluid is secreted by synovial membrane. This is said to be as the synovial fluid. This is said to be as the synovial fluid. Definitely synovial fluid is secreted into the synovial cavity by synovial membrane. In the case of the synovial fluid, what are the substances which are present means hyaluronic acid, again phagocytes are principally present in the case of the synovial fluid. Hyaluronic acid and phagocytes are present. In the case of the synovial fluid, this hyaluronic acid principally useful to prevent friction between the two bones during the movement. Hyaluronic acid principally prevent the friction between the two bones during the movement. This phagocytes principally useful to kill the bacteria, to kill the pathogens. Definitely phagocytes which are present in the synovial fluid principally useful to kill the pathogen which may be present in the case of the synovial fluid. In that way, in the case of the synovial joint, between the two bones definitely synovial cavity is present, into which a synovial fluid is secreted by the synovial membrane. Next, what are the various type of the synovial joints? What are the various type of the synovial joints which are present in our body? What are the various type of the synovial joints? Means, first type of the synovial joint is the ball and socket. Ball and socket joint is the first type of the synovial joint. Ball and socket joint. What is the ball and socket joint means? Just assume this is the scapula of pectoral girdle. This is said to be as the acromion process. This is said to be as the head of the humor bone. This is said to be as the head of the humor bone. In this case, this is said to be as the glenoid cavity. This is the glenoid cavity. That is look like as the socket. This is look like as the socket. Again, head of the humor. This is the humor bone. Head of the humor is like that of a ball. Head of the humor is like that of a ball. And the socket means the glenoid cavity is look like as the socket. So that only this joint is said to be as the ball and socket joint. This joint is said to be as the shoulder. This is the shoulder joint. This is better example for the ball and socket joint. Similarly, another ball and socket joint is the hip joint. Another ball and socket joint is the hip joint. Just assume this is the acetabulum. This is the acetabulum of hip bone. This is the acetabulum of another side of the hip bone. This is said to be as the acetabulum. This is the acetabulum. In the acetabulum, head of the femur bone. Head of the femur bone is articulated. Definitely acetabulum is look like as the socket. Head of the femur bone is look like as the ball. So that only this is also better example for the ball and socket joint. This joint is said to be as the hip joint. This is said to be as the hip joint. Hip means in this particular region. In this particular region, whatever the joint which is present, that is said to be as the hip joint. Definitely, between the acetabulum of hip bone and head of the femur, whatever the joint which is present, that is said to be as the hip joint. This hip joint is better example for the ball and socket joint also. Second type of the joints are the hinge joint, Second type of the joints are hinge joints. Second type of the joints are hinge joint. Hinge joint means this is the elbow joint, in which this joint allows the movement of the bones in only one plane. Definitely, this hinge joint allows the movement of these bones in only one plane, that is in this plane, but not in backward. This joint allows the movement of the bones only in one plane. That kind of the joints are said to be as the hinge joint. For example, elbow joint, knee joint. In these two, bones are allowed only movement in one plane. Means this leg is not moved to the in anterior, only it folds like this. Here also, only this forearm is folds like this, but not in another plane. In that way, the joint which allows the movement only in one plane, that kind of the joint is said to be as the hinge joint. Definitely they allows movement of bones in only one plane. They allows the movement of the bones only in one plane. That kind of the joints are said to be as the hinge joint. Next, what are the example for this means? Elbow joint. What is the elbow joint? Between the humor and tibia, radius ulna bone. Here, whatever the bones which are present, they are the radius ulna. This is the humor bone. Between the radius ulna and the humor bone, whatever the joint which is present, that is said to be as the elbow joint. Second one is the knee joint. Knee joint means this is said to be as the knee joint. Between the tibia, fibula and thigh bone, whatever the joint which is present, that is said to be as the knee joint. These two joints also allows the movement of the bones only in one plane. Definitely among the phalanges also. Among the phalanges also movement is allowed only in one plane but not in another plane. So that only joints among phalanges. Joints among the phalanges also better example for the hinge joint, because among the phalanges also movement is allowed in only one plane but not in another plane, so that they also better example for the hinge joint. That is the second type of synovial joint. Third type of the synovial joint is the gliding joint. Gliding joint is the third type of the synovial joint. Gliding means sliding. Whatever the bones which are present in the wrist, this bones easily slides one over another while this wrist is moves in all direction. While the wrist is moving in all direction, these bones are slides one over another, glides one over another. That joint is said to be as the gliding joint. Definitely in this case, if one bone is slides over the another bone during the movement, then that is said to be as the gliding joint. For example, joints among carpals, joints among tarsals, or better example for the gliding joint. Whatever the joint which is present among the tarsals, of leg, that is better example for the gliding joint. Whatever the joints which are present among the tarsals and carpals, they are better example for the gliding joint. Definitely joints among the carpals, among the tarsals of this leg are better example for the gliding joint. Next one is the condyloid joint. Condyloid joints, definitely in condyloid joint, one bone has two elevations such as the condyles. Second bone is with respect to depression for articulating in that. Definitely these are said to be as the condyles. This is the corresponding depression. In that way, in the condyloid joint, whatever the two bones which are involved, in which one bone is with the condyles, second bone is with the corresponding depression. So by that way, these condyles are articulated with the depressions of the another bone. By that way, condyloid joint is formed here. For example, better example is the joint between carpals and metacarpal. Means here this is the carpal, this is the metacarpal. This is the carpal, this is the metacarpal. Definitely joint between carpals and metacarpals is a better example for the condyloid joint. Second, joints between tarsals and metatarsals, again joint between skull and atlas, that is the first cervical vertebrae. In the skull, two condyles are present. They articulated with the depressions of atlas. By that way, condyloid joint is gets formed here. Joint between the carpals and metacarpal, joints between the tarsals and metatarsals, joint between the skull and atlas are better example for the condyloid joint. Next to pivot joint. Next type of the joint is the pivot joint. Next joint is said to be as the pivot joint. In this joint, one bone is with the canal for articulating the rod of the another bone by basing this rod as the axis. This first bone shows the free movement. Just assume this is the atlas, that is the first cervical vertebrae. This is the odontoid canal. This is the odontoid process. This is the axis, second cervical vertebrae. This is the second cervical vertebrae, that is axis. This is the odontoid process. Axis is with odontoid process. That odontoid process is hidden in odontoid canal of atlas to form the pivot joint. Definitely, this is the first cervical vertebrae, that is the atlas, that is with the canal, that is said to be as the odontoid canal. This is the second cervical vertebrae, that is axis. that is with a rod that is said to be as the odontoid process. Definitely this odontoid process of second cervical vertebrae is hidden in the odontoid canal of first vertebrae, that is atlas. By that way a pivot joint is gets formed here. Means here axis is stable. By basing this odontoid process, this atlas along with the skull is moves to side. Definitely along with the first cervical vertebrae, that is atlas, skull also shows the free movement by basing this kind of the odontoid process. That is the pivot joint. Example is atlanto-axial joint. Atlanto-axial joint means between the atlas and axis, whatever the joint which is present, that is said to be as the atlanto-axial joint. Second one is the joint between radius and ulna. Bones is also better example for the pivot joint. Joint between the radius and ulna of forearm is better example for that kind of the pivot joint. Next to last type of the joint is the saddle joint. This is the saddle joint. This is only present in primate mammals. Primate mammals only. Definitely saddle joint is present only in the primate mammals, but not in all kind of the animals. This joint may not be present in all kind of the animal, only it is present in the primate mammals only. The joint which is present between the carpal and metacarpal of thumb, joint which is present between the carpal and metacarpal of thumb, that is said to be as the saddle joint. Definitely better example is joint between carpal and metacarpal. Carpal and metacarpal. Carpal and metacarpal of thumb. Means between the carpal and metacarpal of thumb, means here this is the carpal, this is the metacarpal of thumb. Joint which is present, that is said to be as the saddle joint. Due to this saddle joint only thumb shows the free movement when compared to the rest of the fingers. Definitely because of due to the saddle joint only, this thumb shows the free movement when compared to the rest of the joints. This kind of the thumb shows the free movement or the free rotational movement when compared to the rest of the finger because of due to the presence of the saddle joint only. Saddle joint only present in the case of the primate mammal, but not in the case of the other animals. These are the various type of the synovial joints. Next to musculoskeletal system related disorders.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.